The WNBA draft is tomorrow, and you may be wondering, Mike, why are you talking about girls sports? I know. Why am I? Only because of this. Because last week Rob asked, or I think I may have asked Rob he asked if girls can be one and done, like in WNBA girls can be one and done. And because I'm me, and anytime I get asked a question that I don't know the answer to, like it bugs me, so I have to find the answer. So I did. And it's actually in the WNBA collective bargaining agreement that there are certain rules, the same way as in the National Basketball Association. They set the rules for the guys who can come in to the league from college. If you care, from Article, 13, Section 1, Part B, in the current WNBA collective bargaining agreement, college draftees must be, first, a college graduate, or is set to graduate from college in the year she is drafted or has no collegiate eligibility left. So one of the two things, either you're about to graduate or you're just out of eligibility. And you must be 22 years old during the calendar year of the year she is drafted and declares for the NBA or for the draft 10 calendar days before the draft or 24 hours after her last game, whichever is later. That's why we love playing Taylor Swift's song when it's a rookie's birthday. I don't know what that means, but whatever. So those are the rules for girls coming out of college. So essentially, you can kind of leave early, if you're 22 and your eligibility is up and you haven't graduated. Well, that's not even leaving early. Yeah, you have to have no eligibility left. So scratch that, whatever. Rob said somebody left school early. I don't know how that can be true because I'm looking at the rules right now. But I always just want to clear stuff up, especially if I don't have a clear understanding of what it is that's happening. Other thing I saw today about the playoffs, as we were talking about that earlier, people have been chattering here for the last couple months, actually not even months, some years now, about how they ought to restructure the playoffs and just have it. One suggestion is to have the top 16 seeds, period, throughout basketball, have the top 16 seeds. Now, there are certain problems with that, certain obstacles that you have to get over. Scheduling has to change because if you're in the East, you're already playing an easier schedule by default anyway because you're playing mostly Eastern Conference basketball teams, which is seen to be the weaker conference. But here's the thing, and this is something that we figured out last week as we did it live on the radio, that really you're only going to be replacing the bottom two teams. Like Oklahoma City and New Orleans would get in. The Celtics would still be in. Whoever like Indiana or Brooklyn would be out. Who was the other team that would be out? It was right here earlier today when I was reading about it. Either way, you're not really upgrading the playoffs that much. The bottom seeds get changed a little bit. Maybe the matchups are different if that matters to you. But I still think we're going to get some pretty good matches. Here it is. If the NBA had gone to at least to a best 16 teams format for the NBA playoff this season, what would have been different? Not much. Indiana and Brooklyn would be out, and both Oklahoma City and New Orleans would be in. That's it. Now, neither of those four teams is anyone saying, man, if they just get in, boy, they got a chance to go all the way. No, they don't. None of them. So essentially, yeah, I'm cool. I don't want to see this bum-ass Brooklyn team in the playoffs. I don't want to watch them. And I know it kind of contradicts what I said earlier. I want to see the Hawks get over and done with them early, and that's part of the reason because I don't want to see them play any longer than I have to. And I know it's the easiest matchup for the Hawks. I'd rather, if as just a basketball fan, see the Indiana thing with Paul George coming back and with George Hill playing some pretty good point guard over there. They still got David West doing his David West thing. It's a nice squad. I got to see him play a little bit last night for probably the second time this season. To be honest with you, not really paying a whole lot of attention to him other than what the highlights do or what I see on NBA TV. But as far as me seeing Anthony Davis in, yeah, cool, whatever. I'm cool. or seeing Russ play. But the fact of the matter is they don't have a real chance to do anything substantial anyway. So the whole top 16 thing, and maybe it's different if you reschedule. If you do schedule, you have the Western Conference teams play more Eastern Conference games and vice versa to balance it out. Maybe then you see a sort of a separation separation between the bottom teams in the West and the bottom teams in the East. Maybe. But as it stands today, with the playoffs the way they are right now, not that big of a difference at all. So moving on from the land of the NBA. By the way, did I mention? Yes, Jackie Robinson Day today. I did mention that. Everyone in Major League Baseball will be wearing the number 42. I remember the first time that happened, and I didn't really remember what was going on. It was hella confusing because I'm like watching the baseball game, and if I can tell you how I watch baseball, it's not like I'm not locked in watching it, so it's kind of ambient. So if I look up and something's happening, and then I hear the announcer get excited about something, I look up again. I'm like, damn, why is this dude still up to bat? This dude 42 been up to bat for 20 minutes. No, it's the third dude in the inning. Not the same guy, and that happened a few years ago. But yeah, Jackie Robinson Day today. Trying to think where I want to go next. We can stay right here in the world of baseball because I've got. Well, some of you've heard me say this before. I've got this crazy relationship with baseball that I can enjoy baseball for what it is. You know what I mean? It's not something that, given the choice between that and football or basketball, I'm gonna be like, well, shoot, I'm gonna check this baseball game out. But nah, I'm interested in the game. I'm interested in always learning more about it because it's one of those games that every day there's a different, not every day, but every time you turn around, there's a different analytical statistic that does something to help people better understand the game. And I'm interested in those type of things, things that can't be necessarily argued, like Charles Barkley believing in analytics. You can't believe in analytics. They're numbers. It's nothing to believe in. It just is. 2 + 2 is 4. No one believes in that. It's just a fact. But the thing that makes my relationship with baseball kind of just on shaky ground is just this whole notion about the game being played right. And a dude who I enjoy to watch play. I literally smile when this dude is doing his thing and doing his thing. Yasiel Puig came out yesterday, I believe it was, because I didn't get a chance to talk about it yesterday, and said that he's basically hearing all the chatter and how people are talking about how he's not respecting the game because of his bat flips and some of the things that he does around the bases. Like he'll try to stretch what's normally a single into a double and get thrown out, bad base running and things like that. Having fun, essentially, is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. The kid, poor kid from Cuba. See, as I pull up the article, I see this dude flip the bat. And it's just one of those things because I know it pisses Mr. Purist, the baseball guy, off. Here's a quote from Yasiel Puig. He actually said this in Spanish, but it's been translated into English. He said he intends to cut down his trademark bat flips, if only because he is sensitive to how they might be perceived. Wrong answer, dude. Wrong answer. No, screw them. Play ball, man. Though acknowledging that some fans are entertained by this, right here, me, by his theatrics, Puig said in Spanish, quote, "I want to show American baseball that I am not disrespecting the game." Yeah, miss me with that. I'm good. I'm so good on that whole foolishness about play the game right. You're disrespecting the game. You know what you do? Do your job. You don't want this dude flipping the bat? Strike him out. Get him out. You don't want him flipping the bat. And if he does, so what? Especially, here's the thing, especially if it's something that he does all the time and it's not like he's doing it. I wouldn't care personally if he was doing it towards somebody specific, but for the sake of argument, he's not. It's just what he does. This dude came up doing that from his days in Cuba, World Baseball Classic type stuff. Run it, man. Have fun. But since you can't in baseball, it's against the rules, and you can't look at people in baseball. I saw a dude get hit in the back yesterday after hitting a home run. What the hell is that about? Like, do your gig, man, and stop throwing balls at people. Stop doing that. It's one, like, for a sport of people who try to act like they're so, highbrow and above the fringe and all this kind of stuff. Some of the most childish, stupid things happen. Oh, he looked at me. Oh, he stared me down. Stop crying. Stop being a bitch, man, and just play ball. Yesterday, I guess the story came out about an Orioles fan that, in his own way, called himself protesting A-Rod. So what he decided he was going to do is, A-Rod's up to bat, I'm going to stand up. Every time he comes to bat, I'm going to stand up and turn my back on him because I think his quote was, I don't respect him. Okay, here's the deal, homeboy. You're 56, and I'm looking for this damn article so I can tell you exactly what this dude's name is, because he deserves to be called by name for being an idiot. 56-year-old Tolbert Rowe. Tolbert, R-O-W-E. Quote, I don't respect him. He doesn't deserve to be watched. Quote, he doesn't deserve to be watched. I'm sorry. Where does this go? Okay, and now they got all of this about his tying Willie Mays record and the $6 million. There we go. Told you. It always comes down to that. Your envy and your jealousy. And he has the audacity to think that he should be paid. I'm sorry. I don't respect the guy, not one bit. Like, who gives a damn, man? Like, you know what I would hope happened? Because he was sitting in left field. And what is Alex Rodriguez is a right-handed hitter, right? Yeah, I wish he would have pulled one down the left field line and just bapped this dude in his back with a ball. You know what I mean? Like, I wish, for those of you who believe in, like, karma and all that kind of crap, like the sports gods would have just wanted to have a laugh that day. And while this dude had his back to Alex Rodriguez, who just got beamed in the back for being a child, for being a 56-year-old child. As though, guess what? When I'm not here watching baseball and sitting here with my damn glove and all my Orioles gear on, I'm perfect at life, and I do nothing wrong. Like, it's a very, very simple concept to Alex Rodriguez, and I've talked about it before. His standards were set by other people, and I guess being the person he is, he felt obligated to live up to and perform to those standards. So in that sense, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. And he turned to performance-enhancing drugs. This is not me condoning anything or condemning it, whatever, because at the end of the day, this is what happened. And this is the state that baseball is in right now. Because clubs can't get out of these contracts, yeah, dudes will go on 80-game vacations easily. We talked about the kid that played here last year, the pitcher, 80-game suspension after signing the biggest deal in Minnesota Twins history. And he's going to lose, out of a $60 million deal, he's going to lose $6 million. That's a trade-off anybody will take. Even Tolbert Rowe. Alex Rodriguez signed 2 contracts worth $500 million. $1 billion. So if Mr. Tolbert Rowe wants to think Alex Rodriguez is really sweating $6 million, nah, all he's doing is saying, it's in my contract. I didn't force nobody to sign it. I didn't run up in the Yankees front office with a gun telling somebody to, make me up a contract with all this money on it. No, they did it. They did it of their own free volition. And if you're in baseball and you think anybody, your assumption is that anybody's clean, that's your bad. My assumption is the other way. So that when it does happen, I ain't surprised. I ain't surprised about A-Rod or Ryan Braun and none of these dudes. Because at one point, it was the culture in baseball. And the fact that dudes, 3 pitchers, I think, already this year on 80-game vacations, already. So the fact that it's still happening, and for the same damn drug. So what's happening is, once again, the chemists, the nerds, are ahead of the test or think they are. And then the people